Good morning, beloved. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is that you are watching the broadcast. Hello, 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 hello. It is wonderful connecting with you, saying hi, hello, how do you do? What is happening? What's going on with you? Blessings, 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 and more blessings. I speak unto you. For those who will be live, yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make it do what it do. For those who will hashtag it and replay it, I love it. For those who will be on and I don't know you on and I might not never know you on, I can appreciate that. And for those who will be used by Papa at some point down the road to encourage this girl, let's make it do what it do. Let's make it do what it do. Let's make it do what it do. Do what it do. Okay? Let's make it do what it do. All right. So this week we're talking about the notion that there is a spiritual solution to every problem. There is a spiritual solution to every problem. There's a spiritual solution. Uh, and when we think about the notion of when we think about the notion, oh, where did that go? I just had it up. Okay. So when we think about that notion, right? Um, that there is a spiritual solution um, to every problem. It's this idea of, um, dealing with the human spirit or the soul as opposed to material things, right? Relating to um, that which is non-material. There's a non-material solution to every problem, right? And so what does that mean? What does that mean then? If we are saying to if we're saying like how does that affect us in daily life to believe that there is an intangible, non-material um, solution to every problem. Um, and so if we think that the buck stops with us, like there are no options outside of us, what we know and what we can't do, like that's pretty good morning, cousin. You too much. Good morning. Happy Monday to you. Much love. Counting the days. Maybe we can get the slides in. The slides. Do you mean dancing? Dancing. Give me the dates that you'll be here. I know you said November. Give me the dates. Um. So yeah. Um. Okay. What was I getting ready to say? Good morning. Hey, Erica. Hey, honey bun. It is good to see you. Yes, sorry. No worries. Okay. Yeah, maybe we can definitely do that. Let me see what date you'll be here, and then I can make sure that we do that. I can make sure that that happens. Um, so, let's see, what was I getting ready to do or say? Yeah, so a spiritual solution to every problem, meaning that we've got to come outside of just what we can see or what we know. You know, we've got to come outside of our knowing. When we run into a life challenge, right? When we run into a life challenge, it is an opportunity to go beyond ourselves, to know that there is help, right? That is beyond what we can see, hear in the material world, right? There's help beyond the material world. And in order, y'all, to access that help, we got to make ourselves available to receive, right? We got to make ourselves available to receive the help that is available, right? So there's a spiritual solution to every problem. And in order to get the solution, like we gotta be available. So we gotta stop running around doing stuff. We've got to quiet ourselves. We have to be available to receive. So people use different language. So pray, meditate. That's still biblical language, right? Pray or meditate. Um, visualize, right? Be still, ground, things like that. Like, just got to make ourselves available. We got to quiet the noise. Quiet the noise. Stop all of the action and engagement. You know, when we're trying to say, where is the solution? Right? Where is the solution? Show me the solution. And that's another strategy, is to ask, because there is an answer to every question, right? There, how did I hear that say? If we ask a question, so certainly from our brain's perspective, our brain prepares us to receive the answer in the way that we ask the question, right? So whatever we ask for, our brain is going to position us to receive that kind of so if I say, why am I always right, in a negative way, our brain is like, well, let me show you, Kathy. But if I ask the same, if let's see what happened. But okay, so we got stuck for a minute there. But if I go after it in a if I go after the same solution, but I ask the question in a more life-giving, if I ask the question based upon what I want and not what I'm trying to get away from, like, why am I always this? Okay, let me show you why. Or how can I make sure that I move in this direction? What does that look like for me? Okay, let me show you how. What does it look like to accomplish my soul's cry? What does it look like to grow towards everything that matters to me? What does it look like to have inner peace and contentment? What does that look like? Do you see? So as we think about those things, then we ask ourselves better questions. We got to learn to ask ourselves better questions of ourselves. Otherwise, we will find ourselves getting the answers to things that we don't want to get the answers to. So what would it take for me to live out my fullest life? Where do I need to make adjustments in order to get more out of life? How can I have more peace? Show me where there's space in my life to have more peace. Why is this life so amazing? Show me why my life is so amazing. Like, ask questions that you want the answer to. Good morning, Ray Price. So good to see you. As opposed to questions like, why are bad things always happening to me, right? No, we don't want to ask that kind of question, because then you're going to get the answer, right? We say things like, why do things never work out for me? Wrong question. How can I improve? How can I increase the likelihood that things will work out for me? Better question. Do you see the difference? Because your brain is going to seek to answer what you ask. So, ask and it shall be given, seeking you shall find, knocking the door shall be opened unto you. The scripture says. So it's kind of the same principle there. Ask and it shall be given. So watch how you ask. Anyway, there is a spiritual solution to every problem. To every problem, there is a spiritual solution. So I'm inviting you to find your solution through the Spirit, right? Through the Spirit, giving yourself time to connect, right? Time to connect with God, time to connect with yourself, to reconnect with yourself, time to stop all of the action that is not getting you where you want to go, and just stop and make yourself available for the solution. So if you're seeking an answer, right, just let your soul know, okay, I know that as I connect with you, as I get clarity, make space for my soul to get nourished and get fed and all those kinds of things, that we're going to come up with a solution. You're going to show me, you're going to point me in the right direction. You're going to give me unctions, right? So there will be a solution. So pray, meditate, stop all of the busyness, because busyness will keep us distracted. Busyness will keep us disconnected. So stop all of the busyness and give yourself space to receive. Space to receive. Have you ever been like, I know you have, okay, minding your own business, walking down the street or whatever, driving, and you get a strong sense to whatever, or an idea, a solution just drops into your spirit out of nowhere. Like you wasn't even thinking about it. It wasn't even on your radar. And here you go, this thought, right? That didn't come from the material world. That came from the spiritual world, right? That did not come from the material world. That came from the spiritual world. And so So when you think about um, what you're seeking solutions from, be sure to check in with your soul. Be sure to check in with that part of you that is spiritual. And don't just stay in the in the cerebral is the don't just stay cerebral. Don't just stay in the thinking part. Don't just right. Don't limit your solutions to a natural answer, to a natural, you know, to a natural solution. Don't limit to a natural solution, but give yourself that which can blow your mind to get insight that was far beyond your capacity to get, far beyond, right? Get insight that is far beyond your capacity to get, right? So as you think about what that is and what that's like, you know, invite yourself to the freedom that's yours to have by connecting with connecting with God, connecting in the spiritual realm, right? All right, beloved, I love you. I appreciate you. I value you. And at the moment that Abba gave us our breath, me and you, we forfeited, you and I relinquished. We gave up the right to not be amazing. You and I just simply do not have the right to not be amazing. All right, have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.